That's right. I spun a crystal and recorded it in slow motion. That's what you're looking at on the back wall. Meaty tofu. I'm going to teach you how to turn tofu into things that resemble meat whenever you put them in dishes. So get yourself a block of tofu. This one's super simple. Tofu chicken breast. You're going to just cut it into about 5 equally sized pieces there. I just turned that tofu block on its side, sliced them as easy as I could with a new knife. I didn't really like this knife at all. It went back. I've got a serrated one I like a lot better. So you just take those, get yourself one of these Instapot little ovens. It's got a rotisserie, and that works great for these. Just skewer those, start it up. Don't let it rotate the whole time. Just put them in there, let it cook like that for about 5 minutes, and then have it rotate, and then cook it for another 5. That'll give you a good meaty consistency. Do it a little longer if you want. Poke some holes in it. You can use this in any dish where you would have a chicken breast. So if you're making like piccata or anything like that, poke a bunch of holes, put it in your marinade, and if you want, you can actually just salt it with a little olive oil and put it in the fridge. Come back the next day, it will taste exactly like chicken. It's crazy. Okay, tofu tidbits. You're going to need a tofu slicer, one of these little mandolins for it, but just cut your block into 3 equally sized pieces. Then take one of them, cut it long ways both times, so long ways that way, and then long ways that way. And then after you've cut it long ways that way twice, turn it sideways, chop it one more time. Boom, Bob's your uncle. You got a bunch of tidbits. Those are great for, if you undercook them, they're great for tacos. So like 7 minutes in the rotisserie, they're good for tacos. Cook them about 11 or 12. They're a lot harder, perfect for like chicken noodle soups and things like that. Just have the best meaty consistency you can imagine with minimal effort. Kids love these in tacos. They are truly a easy one to make real edible for picky eaters. So here's one, a little off center there. Tofu chunks. These would be good for like wraps. I use these in like wraps and things like different fajitas where I do chunks. You cut it about 5 times lengthwise, and then cut it. I just try to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 cuts, 5 cuts sidewise, 6 cuts in the middle, and then you turn that sucker sidewise and cut it, as big as you want your chunks. I'm not going to tell you how you do your chunks, but I did another 6 cuts here. So a 5, 6, and 6 cut system to make my chunks the way I like them. I really like this one, and actually this is my love that likes me preparing dishes enjoys the chunks more than anything. They, 7 to 11 minutes will give you your softer, more chewy consistencies for like spring wraps, all the way to like if you're going to use a marinade and really soak them overnight, then do it 10 or 11 minutes and get a real hard outer shell on that. It will not hinder the absorption of your marinade. So it just gives you a great meaty consistency when you're done. Tofu strips. These are one of my favorites actually that I use for fajitas. And to tell you the truth, getting my camera angle right and everything. This is kind of my first cooking video. Didn't have a good angle, but I'm just cutting it 5 times. You put that block up on its side, cut it 5 times, sideways, turn it, and then I'm going to cut it, I think, 6 times this way. Again, almost like you're doing chunks. But then, as you'll see here in a second, I'm just going to then turn it one more time and cut it right in the middle and end up with little strips. Usually a lot more uniform than what I'm doing here. But like I said, new knife and not all that great. But I've got a magnificent fajita recipe I use these with. Absolutely love it. So once again, get yourself one of these Instapot air fryers. I don't use any oil with it. There's no need. And 7 minutes, 10, 11 minutes for getting tofu to taste literally exactly like meat. I can't stress this enough. I have friends that eat meat and chicken, and I make them stuff like this, and they have literally said to me, "When did you start eating meat again?" And so, and this is the last one. This is a favorite for kids, and it's tofu sticks. You're just gonna cut it 4 or 5 times lengthwise. You're wanting a little more girth with these to make them more like, well, just big sticks like you would find in the Thai restaurant. And so I cut it 4 times there. I'm going to do another, see, just doing chunks like that. And you could literally, I'm just kind of cutting and throwing it off there, but you can just cut and leave them all in a big block, because all you have to do is take that big chunk and throw it in there, all of them like that. Put it on for, depending on how you like the crust on it, 7 to 11, 7 to 12 minutes. You can salt them if you want. You could even put some olive oil on there at the beginning, middle, or end of this procedure and end up with just some magnificent dipping sticks. They're super good. And once again, put some salt and olive oil on them, throw them in the fridge, and the next day, your mind will be blown how much they taste like chicken. It is just the craziest thing. And so that's kind of how you make tofu taste like meat with just an Instapot air cooker with a rotisserie on it. Much love, everybody. I hope this helps you eat a little healthier. I know some people are concerned about their testosterone levels. My testosterone levels are through the roof, and I haven't touched a dead animal for over 20 years. So just food for thought. I'm doing pretty good, and this is how I eat like a king.